Hello everyone, welcome to the exercise for Excel part 3. So if you open the instructions and the skeleton file, I will go through the instructions one by one. First you have to go to sheet number 1. So this is the skeleton for worksheet 1, and in the instruction it says here merge and center the cells A1 to D2. So from A1 up to D2, I will select the cells and apply merge and center option. And then it says here apply middle and center alignment to the cells from A1 to D24. So we can select from A1 to D24 and apply the center. This is the center alignment, and then the middle alignment from here. Then it says apply conditional formatting to the cells A4 to B24. So first I will select A4 to B24, and the conditional formatting that I have to apply is by highlighting the values between 0.1 and 0.5 using blue fill and white text color. So I will go to the conditional formatting button in the styles group in the home tab. So from conditional formatting I will choose highlight rules which are between. So here I can type in this window 0.1 and 0.5, and to apply custom formatting I will choose this dialog box and choose custom format from here. And then from the font tab I can choose the white font color, and from the fill, which is for the background, I can choose the blue background color and press OK. So that is for the conditional formatting. And then it says here color and add borders according to the output. We have to use the dashed border style with blue line color. So let me add the borders first. So I will select the cells from A1 to D24 and E1 to F2, and then from the borders button in the font group I will first change the line style to this dashed line style, and then the line color should be blue, so I will change the line color of the border to blue as well, and then I can apply all borders to these cells. And then let's see what are the background colors according to the output. So here you can see the background color here, it's yellow for the title, and for the labels of X, lambda, events, decay, it is green background color. So let's apply that to our skeleton. So this one I will apply the yellow background, and for X, lambda, events, decay, and these ones I will apply the green background color. Then let's look at the exercise again. So here we have format the cells C4 to C24 to have scientific format with one decimal place. So C4 to C24, I will format these cells to have scientific format. From the number group, I will choose scientific format with one decimal place. And then for the cells D4 to D24, they should have fraction format with one digit. So I will select D4 to D24. From the number group, I can choose fraction format up to one digit and press OK. Then let's talk about the formulas now. So here I have to calculate this formula, which is events is equal to lambda to the power constant multiplied by exponential e to the power minus lambda divided by 125 plus constant the whole power rate. So first let me write it down in the simplified manner, the formula. So here we have events is equal to bracket open lambda to the power, so the power we will use the hat symbol, constant, and then multiplied by exponential, which is exp bracket open negative lambda, and this is in the exponential input, and then this completes our numerator. So I will close the bracket for the numerator. So this is our numerator here. Then let's see what do we have in the denominator. So here I will put division symbol forward slash divided by, again bracket open, 125 plus constant, and this whole thing needs to be in the power. So here what I will do is I will put another bracket 125 plus constant to the whole power rate, and now I will close the denominators bracket. So here first we need to identify how many inputs we have. So the inputs we have here are lambda, we have the constant, and we have the rate. So we have three inputs basically here. So we have three inputs. I will write down the inputs. So here we have lambda, we have the constant, we have the rate. So let's see where are the cell values of these inputs according to the skeleton. So lambda, you can see from the skeleton, the lambda value is given in this cell here, which is B4. So I can write that lambda value is in B4. If you talk about the constant, you can see the constant value is in F2. So I can write F2 here, and then the rate value, it is given in F1, so I can write F1. And the third step is to check. So this was the first step to identify the inputs, second step to identify where the cell names are for those inputs. The third step is to check which of these inputs are constant. So you can see here that lambda value is changing. You can see that the lambda value, it is changing, but the rate here is constant. So the rate here is constant. Now what we will do is we will apply dollar signs with the constant and the rate. So basically our inputs that we have written here, they will basically become, the constant will be dollar $f $2, and this will become dollar $f $1, and based on that I can write my equation. So the equation will basically become, here it is equal to bracket open lambda, which is B4, to the power constant, which is dollar $f $2, multiplied by exponential bracket open negative lambda, which is B4 bracket close for the numerator, divided by double bracket open 125 plus constant, which is dollar $f $2, and bracket close this whole to the power rate, which is dollar $f $1, dollar $f $1, and then bracket close for the denominator. So this will be the equation that I will use to calculate the events, and I will get the answer 0.0 exponent 0, and these will be the remaining values. You can compare it with the output also from Excel part 3 output. You can check with this one. So here you see where I'm getting the same value: 0 exponent 0, 1.2 exponent 4, 1.5 exponent 3. So you can compare it exponent 3 and so on. Then let's talk about the decay now. So the decay equation is also given in the exercise. So here let's check in the exercise. For decay, the equation is 2 to the power sine of x minus cosine of x divided by e to the power x multiplied by rate plus lambda. So here once again, first I will simplify the equation. So decay is equal to bracket open, this is for the numerator, 2 to the power bracket open again. So the whole thing now will come in the power of 2. So that will be sine bracket open x, sine of x, and then negative cosine of x, and then this is the power of 2, and then I will use another closing bracket for the numerator, and then divided by another bracket to start our denominator, and e to the power x multiplied by rate, that means exponential function. The inputs are x multiplied by rate, and then plus lambda, and then I need the closing bracket. So let's see, once again we have how many inputs. This time again we have x, we have rate, and we have lambda. So we have three inputs, and let's see where are the inputs. So let's see where is the value of the input x. So the input x according to the skeleton, it's in cell A4. So I will write down input X is in A4, and then about the rate and lambda, we already know that lambda is in D4 and the rate is in F1. But in the third step, we know that we need to find out the constants and use dollar signs with them. So this rate will become, instead of F1, it will become dollar F dollar 1. X and lambda are both variables, so we will leave the names as it is, and based on that we can write the equation, which will be equal to equals bracket open 2 to the power bracket open sine of x, which is a4, and then negative cosine of x, which is again a4, and this is the power of 2, and then I will put the closing bracket for the numerator divided by bracket open for the denominator. We have exp bracket open x, which is a4, multiplied by rate, which is $f $1. This is the exponential, plus lambda, which is b4, and then I will put the closing bracket for the denominator. So this is the value of decay, so I can calculate it and then I can fill the formula for the remaining values. You can compare it with the output as well. So here 5 by 8, 4 by 9, 1 by 3. So 5 by 8, 4 by 9, 1 by 3. So this is correct. So let's compare it next and go to the next step, which is to apply conditional formatting to the cells C4 to D24. So I will select C4 to D24. I will select the cells and it says apply 3 traffic lights unrimmed icon set with a custom rule. So let's see, from the conditional formatting I will create a new custom rule, and here I will select from the format style, I will select icon sets, and these are different icon sets available here. We have this one which is called 3 traffic lights unrimmed. This is the one we need. So I will select it. For the green color, I will choose the green icon when, according to the instruction, when the number is greater equal to 0.3, and yellow when the number is greater equal to 0.1. So here what I can do is first change the type to, instead of percent, I will change the type to number value, so I can give my exact numbers here. So here green for 0.3 and yellow for 0.1, and simply press OK. You can also adjust the width of the column so that you can see the numbers along with the icons clearly. Next step is to insert a chart. So I have to select the data range A4 to A24 and D4 to D24. So here I will select A4 to A24, then hold the control key, then select D4 to D24, and then according to the instruction I need to insert a scatter plot with smooth lines and markers. So I will go to the insert tab, and from the charts group I can choose the scatter plot with smooth lines and markers. So here, and this is the scatter plot with smooth line and markers, and let's see, we have to use chart style number 6. So from the styles group I will select the style number 6, which is this one, and now we will modify it. So first, the x and y axis should have similar values as the output. So if you look at the output now, you will notice the x-axis, first of all, it is on the left side, and sorry, the y-axis is on the left side, x-axis is already at the lower side. So first we will modify the location. So what I can do is I can go to the format tab and I can select the vertical axis first. Here I will select the vertical axis and then click on format selection. It will open up the menu here. So before we modify the minimum and maximum values, first I will change the label position. From the label I will change to low so that the axis values are displayed on the left side of the vertical axis. And then let's see what should be the minimum and maximum for the y-axis. According to output, minimum should be 0, maximum 0.4 with a difference of 0.1. So here I will select 0 is minimum, maximum is 0.4, and with a step size of 0.1. So that is the minimum and maximum. Let's see about the x-axis, but before we go to x-axis, there you can see the values here are in fraction format, and in the output they are in simple number format with one decimal place. So what I can do is scroll down from the number group. I can change the category to number with one decimal place. So that is how my y-axis is similar to the output. And now for the x-axis, it's from -1 to +1 with a step size of 0.4, as you can see here. So let's do that. I will now select from the format tab, I will select horizontal axis, and here I can change the minimum to -1, the maximum to +1, and then the step size to 0.4. So once we have that, now we can make some modification. So let's look at the modifications now. What we have to do next, it says here use the line color as red, and the marker shape should be diamond size 10 with green color. So let's see how we can do that. So first I will select the series values, which is series 1 values, which are our decay values. I will select all of them, and then from the bucket button here, that is for the fill and the line colors, first I will change the line color to red, and then if I scroll up I can go to the marker settings. From the marker options I can change the option to diamond shape size 10. Sorry, not diamond shape, it should be triangle shape, I think. No, it's diamond shape. So it should be diamond shape size 10 with a fill color of green. So here we have the fill color set to green. That's how it's similar to the output. Then we need to add the axis titles, x-axis, y-axis, and the legend entry with the name Decay to the chart. So here right now you notice there is no x-axis title, there is no y-axis title, there is no legend entry. So what we can do is, it's very simple. You can use this plus button here on the chart, or you can also go to the chart design and click on add chart element on the left side, and here you can enable the axis titles like the horizontal title. You can enable the vertical title. Similarly, you can go to the legend entry and enable the legend on the right side, just like the output. And here I can type the axis title. Let's see what is the axis title. According to output, it is your student ID, and the y-axis should be the section number. So here I can type here whatever your student ID is, 2021 XX, whatever it is, and then the section number you can type here. Then to change the label of the legend, like here series 1, you need to click on the chart, and then from the chart design you can click on select data button in the data group, and here it will open the window from where you can change the name of the legend entry. Instead of series 1, you can click and edit, and you can change the name to Decay, and then press the OK button. So here it will now look similar to the output. So that's how you can modify the chart of this exercise. So if we continue, let's go to sheet number 2 now. So in sheet number 2, first we have to use VLOOKUP function to answer the question in the cell Q2. So here if I go to sheet number 2 in the cell Q2, let's click on the cell Q2. So here we need to answer this question. But before we answer this using VLOOKUP, first I need to check what is the dimensions of the table of the data in which we are searching. So it's starting from the cell C2, the data is starting from C2 until this last cell here, that is up to K500. So our data range is basically, I can write it down, our data range is basically C2 to K500. Now based on that I will solve the question given here. I want to find out what is the total revenue of Nora Carroll. So I will go to the FX button. I will search for the VLOOKUP function first. When I find it, I will open it. So this function has four inputs. First one is the lookup value, which is what we are searching in the first column of the table. The first column is the customer name, and we are searching for, here it says Nora Carroll. So I will write down that name here in the first input, that is Nora Carroll. Then the table, once again, I told you you need to write it down. The table is C2 to K500. This is the complete table. And as soon as we give this input to the function, it will start numbering the columns of this table. And the numbering starts from where the table starts. So this C column will become number 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So total revenue is basically column number 9, and we are looking for the total revenue of that person. So the column index I need is 9, and the last input will be false because we are doing the exact search of that person. So if I press OK now, it will give me the total revenue of the Nora Carroll person. And here you can see I'm getting NA because the spelling mistake. So here you have to be careful. You need to type the exact name. Nora Carroll. I missed the double L at the end. So if I fix it and now press enter, I will get the answer 976,457.9. Then let's look at the second question here. So second question, we have to use countifs function to answer that question. So here I will go to fx again and I will search for the countifs function, and when I open it, it's asking me now how many customers have units sold between 200 to 250. So these are basically two conditions, that the unit sold, which is column H2 to H500. So first I will type the range, that is H2 to H500. The first condition is that the unit sold should be greater than 200. So I will put greater than 200, and then on the same data, that is H2 to H500, on the same data, the second condition is that it should be less than 250. That basically forms the between range. And then another condition says that the total revenue should be less than this number here. So here the total revenue column is from K2, that is K2 to K500. And for that range, our condition is the revenue should be less than 100,000,000. So here, if I press OK now, I will get the answer, which is 20. And as for the next question, which is related to the sum ifs question, so the sum ifs question we need to answer in the cell Q10. The sum ifs function works in a similar way like count, but instead of counting, it calculates the sum. And the sum needs to be a separate input in the form of a column, in the form of a range. For example, if I click on the FX button and search for sum ifs function now and press OK, so here the first input is I need to provide the data or the column on which I will calculate the sum. And the question says here calculate the sum of units sold. So that means I need to calculate the total units sold based on some condition. So the units sold column is H. So my sum range is basically H2 to H500. And then the next step basically comes as in a similar way like count ifs. So next we have to provide a condition. So the condition is the customers that are from Saudi Arabia. So the customer's country, the country column is E here. So I will set the range to E2 to E500. So on the country column, the condition is it should be Saudi Arabia. So I will type Saudi Arabia as the criteria. So if I press OK now, I will get the answer 314. So that is how you can do the sum ifs calculation. Next, we will start the grading now. So for the grading, our grading is based on unit price. So the unit price of the first customer is given in the cell I2, and I will calculate the grade here in the cell L2. So I will start with the equal sign and I will write if bracket open L2 is, let's look at the equation. So if L2 is greater equal to 500, so here if L2 is greater equal to 500 comma double quotes, our answer should be diamond. So remember, whenever the answer is in the form of text, the text must be written in double quotes. So that's why I'm putting the diamond text in double quotes. Then comma, I still have two options left, that is gold and silver. So that's why I will use another if function after this comma. I will type here if bracket open. My second logical test is the same on the same unit price, which is I2. Sorry, I wrote it wrong in the first one also. If I2, so here if I2, the unit price is greater than 500, the grade is diamond. If I2 is greater equal, let's look at the second one, 300. So if it is greater equal to 300, in that case, comma, my answer is gold. So I will write it in double quotes also, gold. And then again, comma, for the last option, which is silver, I will write it in double quotes also. And then I will get two closing brackets to get my result, which will be diamond for the first customer, and then for the remaining we can fill the formula. Then for the grade lookup using the VLOOKUP formula, we can again go to the FX button and open the VLOOKUP function. And this time, once again, the grading is based on unit price, and the unit price of the first customer is in I2 cell. So for I2 cell, I will search in this lookup table, which is from N16 to O18, but I need to make sure it is constant, because when we fill the formula, the table will also fill downwards. So I don't want the table to change. I want the lookup table to remain constant. So here, this is our lookup table, and then the column index will be once again 2, and the range lookup will be true because we will be doing approximate search. That will give us the grade, which is gold, and for the remaining values we can just fill the formula. So that's the end of this exercise. Good luck everyone.